Hello.
Oh, hi.
For watchers, listeners, fans of Unexplained Realms, we have a special guests, Mr. Sinister and Lady Gruesome,
Hello,
the
hello.
creators of Sinister Brew Coffee. Who doesn't love
Yes,
coffee this time of year, right?
all time of year. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Um, you guys, it's such. I ordered some. The package was amazing. It felt so personal, like personable, like just the little letter that came with it, just all of it. Where did
And
this
that's
idea
actually
come from?
that's actually what we're going for.
Mhm.
There's so much coffee out there that anybody can have. We take pride in what we do. We do small batches. We prefer quality over quantity. While we do want to grow, we still want to maintain that small batch flavor that we get. And Lady Gruesome ran multiple haunted attractions in Salem, Mass. So there was always a love of horror there for her. 1 second, let me get my charger.
Sure.
Never. So and then I was in the army for 10 years, and the time I spent out in the field, and you would have your packaged meals ready to eat MREs, and the little packets of instant coffee, and it's just so terrible. Or if you were lucky enough to have field chow, they would bring in a big jug of coffee made at the chow hall, which was just as terrible. So
Mm.
we really kind of took the two loves of everything we had together. We realized we were spending a lot of money out buying coffee, Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, any other local shop that we could go to, and we realized we wanted to try to do it ourselves. We honestly started just in our kitchen with a cast iron skillet, and I
Wow.
was stirring the beans for 15, 20 minutes, and we rent space now at another roastery, but we did just buy our first roaster for ourselves. So right now, when we roast, we still do small batches, but it's kind of in the middle of the night. The other roastery rents out their space when they're not using it. So we're down, an hour away in another town,
Mm.
roasting beans and then bringing them back to finish up the process here with the flavoring. And we didn't really want to have just buy our coffee, thanks, go away. We wanted to make it personal. We don't just sell coffee. We invite people into the Sinister family, and
Absolutely.
that's what we go for with the letters that we write. They
Mm.
I do all the writing myself, so it's a
Oh, how
uh,
fun.
I do take time out. It's a way for me to get into the kind of my creative side that didn't necessarily have access to when I was younger and in the military. And Lady Gruesome Jenny, she does the artwork for us, and it literally is just the two of us. Uh,
Wow.
so we're trying to expand our Sinister family, and we want to get the word out there that it's not just coffee; it's more than coffee. It's an experience.
It
And
is. It really is. Like I said, the letter was fun to read, very personable. But if you're a horror fan or just spooky fan in general, it's combining like your favorite things, coffee and scary stuff, myths, legends. You guys have covered pretty much all of the categories. There was
we have Myths and Monsters, Sinister Originals, which were our very first coffees that we made. We have our Alien line, which is always fun.
mm, yeah,
What else do we have? Cryptid line.
yeah.
Actually, with the cryptid line, where I'm starting to travel to different places. We were just in West Virginia a couple weeks ago, where Mothman originated in West Virginia.
Mhm,
I've
mhm.
grown up there, so we went to Point Pleasant and to Blairstown, or not Blairstown. I'm sorry, Flatwoods for the Flatwoods Monster and
Oh,
Mothman.
wow, how
We went to
fun.
Mothman Museum. We went to the Flatwoods Museum, and Mothman Museum is now carrying us as their
Oh,
coffee
wow.
shop. So our
That's
Mothman
awesome.
Mocha Mayhem. If you guys want to try it out, you're in the Point Pleasant area, West Virginia. Certainly stop by uh, the Mothman Museum, and they'll have it all ready for you. Such nice people, very great
Mm,
area. That's what we found really in the horror talk community, horror community in general. Everyone is just so personable,
mhm.
so willing to help, so willing to open up, and we're all a family. So we did
Right.
that. We came up back up through Jersey, and we stopped at Blairstown Diner, which was the one of the scenes filmed from Friday the 13th movie, and now they're going to be carrying our coffee as well,
Wow, how
and their own
amazing.
horror talk. Check them out, Blairstown Diner. Again, great group of people went in there. We had some lunch and spent some time talking with them. We're going to be starting our own YouTube channel later next
Mm.
year. Uh, hopefully earlier in the year, but Sinister Seekers, Legends and Lattes. And we're going to take that
That'd be
fun that we
amazing.
have going to the different areas, exploring the local lore, alien, abduction areas, things like that, cryptids. And we're going to be filming it ourselves. We're going to have local coffee, speak with some of the local coffee shops while promoting our own coffee and just kind of interviewing people and exploring the lore in the area.
Mhm. That's awesome. I know you guys are focusing right now on your, what is it, haunted horror days. So this
Yes.
photo up on the screen for listeners, you guys can go over to their website, sinisterbrew.com, and see these images for their coffee. I'm going to put that up here in the bottom. So, but yeah, this is awesome. Christmas horror. I love it. How
Yeah.
did that come to be?
So everyone knows, Christmas, Santa Claus. Not everyone knows about Krampus, which is the
Mhm.
opposite of Santa. He punishes the naughty children. And so we just thought we'd have some fun with it. We have, when we first started out, we had our spiced eggnog, which was just depiction of Santa and Krampus. That was the first few months that we were in business. We just celebrated our first year in October 23rd. So
Mm.
last year at this time, we were kind of gearing up, trying to figure out what we were going to offer. And we didn't have as many flavors as we do now. We have about
Right.
35 now and counting. But we had our spiced eggnog, which seemed to do well. This year, because we kind of refined our artwork and our writing and our packaging, we're reintroducing them. We've reformulated the flavors a little bit. Some people will be able to notice. And we're kind of having Santa and Krampus square off with each other. So
Oh, fun.
every Saturday in November, we're going to be introducing new flavors for our haunted horror days.
Ooh.
This past Saturday, we just reintroduced our spiced eggnog and peppermint bark. So originally, the peppermint bark was a peppermint werewolf. We kind of went with the Yeti this time, and again reformulating the flavoring and reintroducing a new character. We're introducing a new
Mm.
character. And so, and then next Saturday, we have a couple things coming out. We don't really want to get into it a whole lot. We
Yeah.
want people to be excited when it does come out, but we will certainly announce it. But again, just look forward to Santa and Krampus kind of squaring off with each other.
That is amazing. I can't wait to see all of the horror days stuff. And so I had someone was asking, they had come over and they saw my coffee from you guys, and they're like, "Can we send that as like a gift?" And I'm like, "That's an interesting question." So say I ordered it as a gift and wanted to send it to someone, would the letter be exclusive to them or me? How would that work on your website?
Yes. So most likely, because we are launching a gift line. I don't want to say line. We're going to be doing Sinister swag type.
Mm.
You can order it and you can send it to somebody else. We can send it to them directly, so the letter would be just addressed to them. But if we sent it to you but it was for a gift for someone else in your area that you were going to be giving, you would get a letter as well. We want to kind of
Wow.
represent everybody that's involved.
That's fun.
And so we have some new mugs coming out. We're looking at possibly getting T-shirts. We don't know if those will be ready yet,
Mm.
but we are doing our Sinister Sweets. We're introducing Sinister Sweets, where we're going to have hot cocoa and flavored
Mm.
espresso beans, chocolate flavored
Mm.
espresso beans, and some different things. And we're also introducing little coat pins everywhere we go. Little pins that you wear on your lapel. We have our
Oh,
characters on
fun.
those. We have different Sinister Brew icons on there, and those are going to be fun. We're going to have those available
Collect
as
them
well.
all.
Collectibles.
Yes, that's
We're
fun.
trying to
I
figure
have
out
those.
kind of a way to do our characters in like a kind of like
Mm.
a collector's card.
What I wanted to do was have like the old cereal boxes, like a gift in each.
Yeah.
But
Oh, neat.
coffee grounds, I'm kind of
Like you open it
Whereas-
up and you have a little cellophane bag with your
Okay.
character card in it, and you can collect them. Just something fun.
Mm.
Again,
Yeah.
we both are pretty creative, and we like to just share our creativity with other people.
Mm. I have kind of reworked that into my show this year in 24 as well, like creating keychains or certain pieces of swag stickers from each episode. So if it's like I did the Irish story, the myth a while back, and it was the devil and the coin. So we kind of created that little coin. So yeah, it's definitely great marketing, and people remember to come back to you because of those fun things. So
Yeah, and if we everywhere we go where we visit a museum, we always get a pin. I have
Mm,
a hat that I got in Germany when we were over there last, and I have them all the pins adorned on my hat. So it's kind of a fun little thing.
that's cool. Um, I noticed I grabbed this. There's a few mugs on your website. The website
Yes.
is scrolling across the bottom of the screen right now. Listeners, it's sinisterbrewcoffee.com. So if you don't see it, you hear it. um, the one mug in the middle reminds me of the one coffee that I did get from you guys. It's the Edgar Allan Poe, and it was a chocolate flavor.
Rose Death by Chocolate. Yes.
Oh my God. It was amazing. Made my whole house smell so amazing. And then just the taste of it. Like you could just drink it straight and not have to add anything to it. And it's got such an amazing flavor. So
That was one of our first flavors that we introduced. And
mm,
we take requests from our customers as well. If there's a flavor they're looking for that we don't carry, we have the ability to make pretty much any flavor combination.
mm,
Um,
One of our best
our
sellers.
one of our first customers, Jim from horror movies and shit, he
mhm.
suggested blackberry. He loves blackberry, and we were able to make that into a coffee, our blackberry beast, and it's one of our
Mm.
biggest sellers right now. And
Wow. Yeah, I think I
conversely,
saw that.
his sister asked for black walnut, and we did walnut Wendigo and wicked walnut Wendigo, and that became a pretty good seller as well. So we get a lot of good suggestions, and it's fun for us. Get in the kitchen and
Yeah.
kind of mix it up a bit.
How did you guys learn like to do that? Like where did you even start? I mean, I would know nothing about making coffee or roasting beans. Like where did that come from?
So initially, we started just YouTube videos. You get some information there. You get kind of it is quite a process, and it can get
Mhm.
pretty boring. Watching YouTube after YouTube after YouTube videos on
Mm,
how to. But honestly, the roasters that we work with that allow us to rent property or their roasters from them, tons of insight. They were willing to share their sources for not only the green coffee beans, but the where they got their flavor oils, and they're great. They have not as many flavors as us, but they have a terrific product, and they honestly were. That's a great community too. The coffee community.
mhm.
If you have knowledge to share it, and they were willing to share it, and we kind of took it a step further than what they were doing, and it's terrific. Yeah,
Wow.
just a lot of bad coffee wasted.
So
Trial
Oh,
and error. Yeah,
yeah.
so we tried one. We both used to work for the post office, and one of Lady Gruesom's employees asked for a bacon flavored coffee, and
Oh.
we worked on it for about a month, and there was no
isn't
helping that.
saving that.
It was too smoky of a flavor to add to an already acidic beverage, so
Yeah.
it didn't really work out for us. But yeah, so it's just trial and error. We spent a lot of our own money. It is just the two of us. We spent all of
Mm,
uh, our own money just kind of pushing through it. We haven't done any loans with our small business loans or anything like that. We're doing it a day
good.
at a time, and we don't want to be in debt our first year.
No, definitely.
So we're doing well enough that we can actually we both haven't left the post office. We're doing this full time, and
Good.
we just kind of want to
Awesome.
push through, get as many people to join our Sinister family as possible.
Mhm. Well,
That's
I'm in there. I wa
Yes, you
I
are
love
part of
it.
it.
I'm actually already making my list. I'm gonna I have a couple adult kids, so I'm like, "You're getting this copy, you're getting that," because 'cause they're all into the horror stuff too, so, yeah, I think it's fantastic for gifts all year round too.
Yeah,
Anybody
and
yeah.
we like people to know also that we do whole bean or ground, and we can
Mhm,
do different grinds depending on how you're going to be brewing it. For instance, if you're using a reusable K cup, it's a different
mhm.
grind than if you're doing a pour over or a electric kettle. So if people have a preference the way they want it ground, they can certainly send us a message, and we can do that for them as well.
very
That's
true.
awesome. You said K-Cup, and that reminded me, I grabbed this. You guys can get your
Yes,
own Sinister Brew reusable K-Cup, which that's really awesome.
yes.
I'm definitely gonna look into that because I have a Keurig in my office, and rather than brew a whole pot, it'd just be nice to have that.
We did look
So
at doing the actual disposable K cups. One for us was we try to be environmentally friendly, and that was
mhm,
a lot of disposable plastic or non-disposable plastic thrown in the garbage. So the reusable ones are great, and just the cost alone of having the machine to make the K cups was in the thousands of dollars. I think like started at $5,000, and
Oh yeah, no, that's
so
way too
this
much.
was a very easy way. We actually don't make any money off of the K cups. We buy them in bulk.
Yeah,
We buy them for what we pay for them, just to encourage people to use the reusable as opposed to disposable.
Because everyone likes a different kind of coffee. You want a
Yes.
strong
agreed.
coffee, you want a
Yeah.
weak coffee.
Yep.
I know I drink my coffee very strong.
Do they
As
have your logo or anything on the K cups,
no.
or no? But it's just the idea
Yeah,
you made
just
it.
very basic, reusable. And going back to what Lady Gruesome said, she is very dark, very strong coffee, and no cream. And I am the exact opposite. I love a flavored coffee, and even if it's flavored, I add a matching creamer to it. So
I get it. Yeah.
one of my favorite coffees that we have is pistachio, Sir
Ooh,
Pistachio's Private Reserve, and I actually buy a pistachio creamer to go with it, and it's terrific. I love it.
wow, that's amazing. Yeah, I found you guys, and then it obviously stood out to me because my show is all about aliens, myths, some true crime, but mostly just all the different monsters. And um, suddenly, it's like you guys kind of just blew up overnight. Like maybe it was just me, but I start seeing you everywhere. So, was there anything that you think led to that helped push you guys
Um,
out there a little bit more?
just the rest of the Sinister family. I mean, like I said, we
Mhm,
most of our stuff is on either Instagram or TikTok.
The
mhm.
Um,
horror community.
the horror talk community has been terrific. A lot of collaborations we've done. We love helping others that, in turn, they love to help us, and it helps that we have a decent product for sure. But we have ebbs and highs and lows. We sell a lot at one point, and then for a while we don't sell any. We have
Mhm.
customers that come back every week, and we have customers that are once a quarter. But it doesn't matter how much or how often they order. We just love that they keep coming back to us.
Right, yeah.
We just like that we're putting out a product that people enjoy.
Mhm. Where does your love for horror come from? You guys have any special, like, was it childhood? Was it adulthood? Where did your love of all things horror come from?
Well, for me personally, I just remember being a kid and having nightmares, and actually looked forward to them. If to me, it was like a fun, interactive, scary movie, and I don't get scared easily. So when I do, it's fun for me.
Mm,
We both love jump scare movies where we're not expecting it. But for Lady Gruesome, I think most of your life, right?
Yep.
So was she was raised in Salem, Mass.
oh, wow.
So she was around it her whole life.
Started working at
Uh,
haunted houses when I was 16.
That's
Um,
amazing.
yeah, up until
Mhm.
just 6 years ago, I had a haunted house constantly.
Yeah, she
Wow.
actually had some good contacts. Kane Hodder is one of them.
Oh,
We
wow.
were looking forward to actually. And it's too bad that happened. Tony Todd, that he passed away recently, and we were. She knows him as well. We were going to reach out to him to have him do a kind of a voiceover for us, and it was just it's sad that he passed away. But
Mm,
we have a lot of when we were growing up in the '80s, it was Friday 13th. It was
yep,
Nightmare on Elm Street. Any
yep.
new horror movie that came out, you kind of went and watched it.
Mhm.
Candyman was my favorite. I remember I have a twin sister. I remember her and I going to see it, and we were both shaken for a bit, but in a fun way.
Yeah, I'm 70s born, 80s kid, so I get it. And I think that era, like horror between the late 70s and early 80s, horror evolves quickly, and
Yeah,
nothing can touch these days what we experienced back then, like Friday the 13th,
yeah.
Michael Myers, all that. New horror is great. I mean, I watch it. I love some Blumhouse, but I mean, nothing compares to the 80s.
We
So,
actually even go back to old Universal monsters, Frankenstein and where
uh-huh.
Wolfman, and
Mhm.
um, it's fun to watch something that's older and the practical cool effects that they had as opposed to CGI they have now.
Mhm.
Just how they were. One of my favorite movies, and it's a hit or miss for people, but American Werewolf in London.
Yep.
And to me,
Everyone
the
likes that.
transformation scene uh, was so good, and it was a practical effect. It wasn't done with computers. It was, you know, actually costumed, and
Mhm.
people worked hours on it. It was awesome to me, and that's
Amazing,
what I miss.
yeah.
I think that we're missing out on a lot of practical stuff these days because everybody just falls back on CGI.
Yeah, for sure. I went with all of my kids, which is a rare event. Most of them are adults at this point. We went to Beetlejuice together, this new
Yeah,
one,
yeah,
and I was just great. It was a great film. But then I saw that like the scene where Winona Ryder expels Beetlejuice's baby, it was not CGI. They
yeah,
actually had her all taped up in strings, and
yeah,
it kind of reminiscent of, how the 80s horror movies used to do, 70s,
yeah.
80s used to do it.
It's
Well,
so
Tim
hard to,
Burton was one of the kings of
yeah.
practical effects.
Tim Burton, just the practical effects that he's always used in his stuff has always been great. But
Mhm.
yeah, it's nice to know that there are people that have that much talent. And we always say we'll watch stuff and we're like, why can't I have talent? You know, we have we have
I say
talent with
that
the
all the
coffee
time.
stuff, I guess, but it's yeah, we look at people and just what they're able to come up with.
Mhm. It's
And
amazing, like,
yeah,
how their brain works, so, but, we all have our place in horror. I mean, you guys are providing warm goodness, so while people listen to my podcast, hint, hint, they can be drinking Sinister Brew coffees, you know?
yes, we hope for everyone to enjoy Sinister Brew. We're
Yeah.
looking to, like I said, we want to stay small batch, but we want to get big enough to where we can
Mhm.
have a lot of people working for us that will
Right.
continue the small batch process.
Mhm.
And we want to be able to offer just a great coffee at a competitive price that has a little bit of a
Mhm.
story with it.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's cool you guys get to go to the different museums. I think the East Coast has so much more mythical legends, different stuff than the West Coast. I'm on the West Coast, so there's not a lot. Like Mothman comes from over there, and
Yeah,
You
there's
got
not a
big.
lot out here. It's weird.
you guys have Bigfoot, so we'll be fair with that.
Mm, yeah,
But
well,
we actually last
Tons
night,
of abduction stories. My word,
oh
we had
yeah,
yeah.
the other day.
we actually just found out last night that there was an Anne Rice vampire masquerade ball that happens every year in New Orleans, and
Mm,
it was Victorian style clothing, vampire
wow.
masquerade, and that's been going on since 1988. We had no idea, so we're actually we're looking forward to maybe doing something like that next year.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I just did an episode on New Orleans vampires, the Carter brothers.
Yeah,
That would be a really good line for you guys, vampires, like the New Orleans style vampires. So that'd be
yeah,
kind of a
we're
cool brand.
and that's what we want to get back to some more of the more classic monsters. Um, our big thing is we don't want to do anything that's commercialized.
No, I
We don't want
agree.
to touch
Mhm.
any of the Friday the 13th stuff. I mean, we might come close to some stuff, but we don't want to
Mm,
go over that copyright line. We like
right.
to come up
Yeah.
with our own stuff, and I love writing the backstories for each of our characters. I'm hoping in the future to take all the characters that we have. I've started it. I've got about 4 chapters of it, of a graphic novel of how the
Mhm.
characters come together to make Sinister Brew Coffee.
How
Um,
cool.
so I've gotten away from it just because the business has been picking up and we have a
Yeah.
lot of things going on. But I'd like to get to a point where I get back to that and we can have like a small graphic novel that we sell on our website as
Mhm.
well.
That would be really cool. That'd be cool. Are there any other places other than what you mentioned that you can physically get the coffee? Like, or is it just pretty much mostly online?
No, if you live in New Hampshire, we're in 4 grocery stores. There's Sully's grocery store in both Allenstown and Goffstown. Wolfboro, New Hampshire has Harvest Market. We're sold there, and Vista Foods in Laconia, New Hampshire. We're sold there as well.
Okay. Nice.
And then Blairstown Diner, you'll be able to. I think they're not going to sell the coffee. We've made a special label for them. They're going to serve the coffee, but I don't
Mhm.
think you can buy bags of it. And then Mothman Museum in Point Pleasant, you can certainly pick them up there as well.
That's awesome. Maybe someday you guys can branch out towards the West Coast.
Well, that's
You
what
never
we're
know.
looking to do. We're
My sister.
once we start the Sinister Seekers, we will be doing a lot of traveling. We're going to be coming out west, and what we want to do is anybody that is part of the Sinister family, if we're in their area, invite them to come along with us on whatever we're doing, and kind of have an adventure together.
Pick
Uh,
me. I would come along for
Definitely
sure.
come along.
I haven't
And
been on an adventure in a
Lady
while.
Bruce's sister's moving to Oregon, and so that'll give us an opportunity to go out there and do some of the Bigfoot lore and things like that. And
Mm.
we'd love to go down the West Coast, where we're all about adventure and travel. So if we can do it while working, awesome.
Yeah, for sure. That's the way to do it. Yeah, I'm still just taken by the haunted horror days. I can't wait to get some of this. What are the different flavors you have in the haunted horror days? I didn't grab some of those photos, but maybe you can
So
let me know.
we just did the peppermint bark and the spiced eggnog. We can mention some of the names we're coming up with, but we won't necessarily tell you what the flavors are just yet. Gingerbread Mansion's also out. That's our gingerbread cookie flavor. We have Santa's Naughty Batch coming out. I'm not going to disclose the flavor just yet. And we have a Krampus flavor coming out as well. That's going to
Wow.
have a little bit more of a kick to it than what Santa might have. And then we have some elves that are we're going to be doing like a kind of a evil elf type elf on the shelf type thing.
Yeah, the little
And
pictures
then
there of them. That's creepy.
and then we also have our Blood Orange Countess Bathory coming out. Countess Bathory was a real person who bathed and drank her servant's blood, thinking that would keep her. And so we kind of did an homage to her, and we have a blood orange coming out that will be represented in the haunted horror days, because for some reason for me when I was growing up, citrus was always a part of the holidays.
Yes, it was. It is. I think
Even
for
if
a
you
lot
get
of
like
people.
a chocolate orange there's always orange involved. So our blood orange flavor should be pretty good. We've been working on it for a few months. That's one of our harder flavors to get going, but it's coming along pretty good.
That works. Also for the clown lovers out there, I definitely want to try some of this one. Banana split, banana nut coffee. That looks amazing.
Tastes like banana bread.
Yeah, she was one of our first as well. She's probably one of our favorite characters.
Okay. Does
And
she
we
have a
also,
name or?
yep, Anna Banana.
Oh, cute. Okay. So
Uh,
for all the clown lovers out there.
and then we have Sir Hazelnut, and we have
We never named the coconut
Magnus's Mighty Brew, which is got additional caffeine added to it. It is a
Oh,
dark
I
roast
saw
that's
that.
got more caffeine. And we'll be doing another pumpkin flavor as well. Pumpkin spice is huge during Halloween and Thanksgiving, but once you get into after Thanksgiving, there is more of a mellow feel to it. You have pumpkin pie and things like that. So we're gonna keep some of the pumpkin stuff that we have, but we're gonna reformulate it into a pumpkin's last slice, and it's gonna be more of a creamy pumpkin flavor as opposed to the spiced. So that'll be coming out as well.
That's awesome. I think for me during the holidays, I prefer like the peppermint and mocha kind of
Yeah.
flavors. So, but yeah, pumpkin stays pretty relevant. I think even through December mostly. So,
Yeah, we don't want to have it year round. Some people have suggested it. I just think that would lose its lore. The people wouldn't want it as much if they could get it all the time.
I think people get excited like August, end of
Right.
August, you're like pumpkin spice, So yeah, I mean it's gearing up. Do you find that you're doing anything different in the summertime, like more fruity type flavors or anything that's different than the holidays?
Yeah. In New England, and I'm sure across the United States it's similar, but iced coffee reigns around here. So we try to come up with flavors that are suitable for a good iced coffee. So we do a lot of the berry flavors. We are trying to do we have our blackberry, we have our blueberry, we have an apple flavor. We've toyed with a few different variations of it. I think we're going to kind of make it a permanent. We just haven't found the right flavor for it yet. It will be apple something. We during the 4th of July we had our apple anarchy, and it was kind of a more of a apple pie flavor. And
That's
now we
cool.
have our Scarecrow Sinister Cider, which is an apple cider donut type flavor. So we're going to in the summertime we do a lot of the fruitier flavors. The banana sells really well, blackberry, blueberry. We're looking at doing maybe a chocolate cordial type flavor. I
Ooh.
think that would be kind of maybe more of a fall flavor, but yeah, we're always experimenting with different things, and we have people asking us for different flavors all the time. We did do a special chocolate peanut butter flavor for one of the Horror Talk creators that sadly passed. We donated. We created a flavor and a label and donated the 10 pounds of the coffee to his sister to auction off so they could have some funding for final expenses and things like that. And so we do private label as well. If people want a specific flavor, or they want to do something for themselves, that we can create a label for them, we certainly do that as well.
Maybe some unexplained realms.
I was
That'd
just
be fun.
thinking.
Yeah, no, maybe I saw that on your website, so maybe we can chat about that later.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unexplained realms flavor produced by Sinister Brew. That'd be kind of fun.
Have it a mystery flavor so no one knows until they get it.
Exactly. That would be kind of fun. Yeah, maybe look forward to that, guys. We'll see. um, so I don't know. You guys are awesome. You're eye catching. The flavors are amazing. I personally have tasted at least 3 of them now. So anything else you want people to know? I mean, anything else you want to just
Actually,
put
yeah,
out there?
we just want people to know how grateful we are. The wanting of our product hasn't gone unnoticed by us. We love that people love our stuff. We love that they join the Sinister family, and we cannot be more appreciative of everything that everyone has done for us. So it's so little that people get recognition just for spreading the word, and we just want to make sure everyone knows that we appreciate every single thing they do for us. Even just doing an unboxing, or this is a great flavor from Sinister Brew. Word of mouth goes a long way, and it's not lost on us. We appreciate everything that you've done for us, including yourself.
Well, thank you. No, you're welcome. It's fun to do this, and just a fun product to throw out to the horror community. I mean, like we all are like a family. I
Right.
love it here. Like in the horror community, it's just everybody's so nice. We all have a common love of all things scary, and I haven't met a mean person yet in this
Yeah, no,
area.
I don't
No.
think we have either.
Everybody's just fun and happy, and it's kind of just like a hobby or a passion. So no reason to be angry.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all done for fun. We haven't had
Mhm.
any negative response from anybody doing anything that we've done, so it's been great. Also, we
Yeah.
want people to know to be looking out for the Sinister Sweets. If
Yes.
that goes well, like we hope it will, we're going to be offering a lot more. Right now, we're starting with just a basic hot chocolate, and we're going to be doing some chocolate covered espresso beans, and with a couple different flavors. But if that's going to be launched for our Christmas stuff. That way,
Mm.
people want to buy something for their family that's got a little chocolate, a little coffee.
Okay, so those are just sweet flavored coffees, right? Is that so? Is
Nope,
there?
they're going to be
Okay.
actually chocolate covered espresso beans. So it's going
Oh,
to be
okay.
actually like candy. And then we have the hot chocolate, which we've been looking forward to doing for a while. Hot chocolate, because not everyone drinks coffee. Um,
Mm-hmm.
we were able to work with a local wholesaler that will provide the hot chocolate for us. And now we're searching for a tea person, so we can start
Yeah, I
bringing
was gonna just
tea.
ask that. What about tea? So,
Yeah, that's a little bit harder to do. Just
yeah.
there's so many different types of tea, and
Hmm.
we don't do anything small, so it's a big
Yeah.
investment for us if we do the tea. But hot chocolate, we can add some flavors to it and make it fun. We just want to make sure whatever we're doing is going to be good quality product.
Mhm. So how much do you have to drink of it yourselves before you're like, "Yes, this is the right way?" Are you
Um,
all are you all hyped up on caffeine most of the
it
time?
actually is the opposite for us. We live on coffee and energy drinks, but yeah,
Right.
we drink probably at least 6 or 8 cups of coffee a day, just trying different flavors and seeing what we like, what we don't like,
Wow.
what can be added or changed. And it's a good combo between Lady Gruesome and myself, because she does the black coffee and I do the creamy,
Mm,
sweet coffee. So she can get a good feel for the flavor without any creamer, and
yeah.
I can certainly say how we can doctor it up a bit to make it a little bit more fruity for those who
Mhm.
need a more sweet morning beverage like I do.
Yeah, no, depends for me, like the, Death by Chocolate, the Edgar Allan Poe, I didn't really need to add too much to that. I think I bought the Killer Candy one, and, I add a little French vanilla creamer there, and it's but just depends on, I guess, my mood and what I'm drinking, so but all of it, no matter which way you drink it, is good, so
Yes, thank you very much.
yep,
We try.
no, you're welcome. So before we let you go, um, what is your favorite horror movie?
So
Exorcist.
our daughter's
Yes,
name is
I've never
our
seen
daughter's.
it. I'm
You've never
scared to
seen
see
it?
it. No, I read the book when
Okay.
I was like 13 and it scared the hell you know what out of me, and I have never watched the movie. So I
We
probably
named our
need
daughter after Exorcist. Her name's
No.
Carol Ann.
Poltergeist.
Wow.
Poltergeist. I'm sorry, Poltergeist. We did.
Poltergeist, yeah.
Yes. Exorcist though was great.
Her name was gonna be Reagan.
Yeah, we looked at Reagan and then we decided on Carol Ann.
Mm.
But Exorcist is great just because again the practical effects.
Right.
It's good to read some of like the stuff that happens. Like I think that there was something that happened that the character playing or the actor playing Reagan, actually Linda Blair, got really sick from some of the stuff that was happening, and she actually got really scared herself even doing the movie. So it's good to read that little trivia, behind the scenes type stuff.
Yeah, the Poltergeist movies, I think that those were definitely some of my favorites. Great stuff. But what what happened to the cast outside of the filming was even more terrifying than the movies.
Yeah.
I just read something again about one of the daughters, not the Carol Ann character, but the other one. And she was brutally murdered by her own boyfriend right outside of her home during
Yeah.
the time they were filming or right after filming. Just crazy stuff to each of those cast members.
They put themselves in a movie that sometimes people take as real. I don't know if that was the situation, but there seems to be some sort of curse around that whole series of the.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't. Are any of those cast members still alive? I don't think any of them are alive anymore.
Yeah, Craig T. Nelson's still alive. He played the father.
Yeah, that's right. Other than that, though, I think something happened to each one of them. So crazy stuff. But so
Yes.
both of your favorite is The Exorcist? That's both of your hands?
Yes.
Okay.
It just we were both young when we first saw it. It's
Yeah.
one of those movies that's kind of been ingrained. And
I'm gonna have to enlist someone to come hold my hand to watch it because the book terrified me.
with the shades open.
Right, middle of the day, all the doors, windows open. Yeah, no, the book was way more terrifying than anything I've ever read. So
yeah, thanks for having us on today. We really appreciate it. We hope that we answer some of the questions that viewers and listeners might have about Sinister Brew.
yes.
Check out our website, sinisterbrewcoffee.com. With the holidays upon us, we will be having some sales and some promotions going on. So follow us on TikTok, follow us on Instagram, Facebook.
I've got that on the bottom of the screen scrolling. So if you guys are catching this on YouTube, you'll be able to see that. And then scrolling is sinisterbrewcoffee.com. So check them out. And maybe, hopefully, we can work something out and offer an Unexplained Realms coffee. So that would be fun. Yeah. So thank you guys for coming on. Keep doing what you're doing. It's amazing. And we'll see you guys soon.
All right. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful week.
You too.
Bye.